With a yo-ho-ho, it's Tail of the Toaster. Welcome back to Let's Play Inazuma 11 Team Ogre Attacks, where indeed, once again, Team Ogre will attack. This is the Team Ogre Redux battle in the post-game. If you are just looking up this video without following the whole series and you need to know how to unlock this match, please watch the previous episode called The Future, Part 70, because that's where we unlocked the battle with Lancer's Team Ogre Redux, the hardest battle in the game. Listen to me, I will never turn my back on football. There are so many people who love the game. I know how much it means to them. No, I will never abandon football.
We're not going to lose this. I'm doing this for the future of football and for all our futures. Come on, Great Granddad, let's play football.
Right. Boy, I would like to, and indeed, Canon Evans, great-grandson of Mark, he's level 45, and he will indeed be joining your team. You don't have to use him, but of course I would like him to. So let's pick somebody who's going to sit this one out. Xavier, he's not really getting the goals lately, so we're going to give Canon a test run here. Canon's definitely lower leveled than a lot of my team members, so I can't see him getting that much use. His strongest shot is Legendary Wolf, but we do have the move manual for Almighty Canon, which I would have loved to have been able to have given him if they let him join your team slightly before the match, but because he joins directly before you take on Team Ogre Redux, you don't get to give him the move. But music time! Oh, I'll always take an exclusive theme, but I've had a look at my formation and I've actually got Aphrodite on the front as a forward right now, partially because I gave him God Break as a new move to show off, but also because look at the goalkeeper's guard stat. It is 116, and also the Captain Bash Lancer is level 98 for no good reason. So I had a look at which of my players are genuinely the strongest, and I've got 3 characters with a kick stat of 70, and those are Axel, Aphrodite, and Hurricane, and I've messed up real bad. I am gonna be very blatant with you here and say I am going for a 1-0 win here, because the goalkeeper is so insanely busted that you cannot get more than 1 goal. I am at extremely close range here. There is a defender in the way, but I've got Axel right in front of the goal. I'm going to go with the strongest shot I've got, Grand Fire. And I have to hope the goalkeeper goes for his weakest move, because he's got 3 choices. Needle Hammer, Electrap, and High Voltage. Ignore the shot blocking. He's going with Needle Hammer. That is his weakest move. We're going to score! Let's go! You don't know how worried I've been about this match, because I distinctly remember playing this match for the very first time, and even with a team around about this level, the goalkeeper with his stats are just invincible. He is great. If he used Electrap, he would have stopped the ball. If he used High Voltage, he would have stopped the ball. The only reason I have gotten away with a goal there is because I got at close range, I fired up, and I used my strongest striker to use the strongest move in the game. And this match is far from over, because if they get even close to Mark Evans, it doesn't matter that I've given him Omega Hand, the strongest goalkeeping move in the game, on one of the best keepers. They will plow straight through it, particularly if it's Bash Lancer, who's level 98. And I have to be so precise with my pass work, because I've already hit the special tactics button, so I've got to run with it now. If you pass even slightly in the vicinity of any of their players, they will just intercept that ball straight out of the air, because they out-level you that much that they can just do that. At least we get to show off the new move, God Break, which really should have been in Aphrodite's moveset to begin with, but instead I had to pay 16,000 TP for it. It's a nice and long animation as well, which is good because it runs down the timer. I really wish I could show off Mark's Omega the Hand, but I actually can't risk it because they would score. Well, this is wonderful! I can't believe it, we just beat Electrap. I told you Aphrodite is one of my best strikers. I guess he must have had a type advantage or something. Gonna need to swap these players around now though. We're gonna roll with Sean Frost at the front. I guess we'll give Canon his moment now that we're in a slightly more comfortable position. But yeah, so while we saw Electrap, that's something I'd like to bring up, which I couldn't really do last time that we played Team Ogre in the Let's Play in the main story. Also, Canon Evans has Circus Block, which is 47 power. Really, really good. He's better at defending than he is at striking, to be honest, based on the moveset we've given him. But I would like to give him Almighty Cannon after the match. Pity I couldn't do it now. No, I'm not letting you use a special tactic. No. Even if it is just Godspeed, I don't allow it. They've got Godspeed and Black Thunder, so both of the special tactics used by the version exclusive teams. Let's go with Big Bang again because it's nice and long, should run down the timer. But yeah, so Electrap and also the team's moves Doom Spear and Doom Rain, those are the exclusive moves that belong to Team Ogre, but they are actually all reskins. Because if you saw in the earlier episode of the Let's Play, Dave's Ultimate Tournament, this isn't a reskin, this is completely original. It just smashes two defenders' faces into the ball and electrifies it. But yeah, if you saw Electrap earlier on in the episode, that's actually a clone of the German team Brocken Brigade's Shot Trap. And likewise, Doom Spear is based on the German shooting move Gunshot, and Doom Rain is based on Assault Shot. So you can see the similarities. Both Team Ogre and Brocken Brigade are both war-based teams, so they just decided to reskin those moves. Could it be? Could I, of all people, actually be enjoying a game of football? Have I fallen under his spell? Can this be happening?
Captain, what's the matter with you? The second half is about to begin.
I know. Ogres, get into position.
What should we do, Great Grandad? They're using special moves, but they're not getting tired at all.
Yeah, I didn't even mention that. They've got unlimited TP, just to be more unfair. They're much more powerful than before, but we're not going to lose this. No way! I certainly hope not, because I was going into this expecting to lose, to be quite frank with you. Cannon's getting a bit low on TP. I'm not going to take him off the pitch because this is his match. He's the one fighting to defend his time right now, whereas everyone else is just casually from 80 years in the past. Oh, Land of Ice, that's not good enough. Like, Land of Ice, that was a great move to start the game with, but to end it with... No, we're having the difficulties now. And Jordan is out of Asteroid Belt. I didn't realise until I was planning the team for this match just how good my Jordan Greenway is. Like, he's got the 4th highest kick stat on my team at about 67, something like that. And his Asteroid Belt as a defensive move works every single time. Jordan is totally busted, so I'm still salty that they kicked him off the team in the main story. High Voltage, so this is a mega move and one of the strongest moves in the game, but the downside is that it's not actually a catch, it's a punch, so the goalkeeper doesn't get to keep it after he's used it. So that's your moment to counter-attack, if you can get the ball off his midfielders, which is easier said than done. So, I've said before how I really hate that they literally take Seymour Hillman and make him a bad guy in this post-game story. It gets even worse when you realise he's not even present in the previous 2 episodes that we've seen so far, this one and the last. He's literally not even been there, despite the fact they decided to just ruin our coach, make him a bad guy just for this story, so they have some interesting conflict, an interesting parallel with Professor Killard, who's got a really evil sounding name and he looks like Ray Dark, but he's actually the good guy. But I looked on the Nintendo eShop page for the movie, which you can download for £3.59, just putting that out there. Let's go Shadow Ray. Oh, well, if I fire up? I already did fire up, so Legendary Wolf it is. Yeah, so that confirms that it is the same Seymour Hillman, unless he called his great-grandson Seymour. He didn't have a great-grandson, so that answers that. Yeah, if you were hoping that the post-game story was going to explain why Hillman is a bad guy in this story, you're still not going to get one. It's still a mystery and a bad idea. But at least we're starting to work our ways around Team Ogre and teach them the fun of football and how good the future can actually be if it's got football. If only we didn't have to do this again in a completely other game. But that's the story for another another time. So, yeah, this music is actually exclusive to Team Ogre Attacks, and I didn't notice until recently that Cote Victoire, Devil Army Z, and the Apostles from the Sky also got new music in Team Ogre Attacks. In Lightning Bolt and Bomb Blast, they just used old music which we'd already heard from other teams. So that was one difference I noticed while playing through Bomb Blast recently as a backup. The other thing I noticed, which is really, really obscure, in Team Ogre Attacks, when you're travelling somewhere by boat or plane, you can skip the cutscene by pressing A or touching the screen, but if you're playing Lightning Bolt or Bomb Blast, you cannot skip them. So that is the only reason you need when figuring out which game is better out of Team Ogre Attacks and Lightning Bolt. You want to skip those 4-second cutscenes, right? I guess I don't mind them going for a shot this late into the match, because I want to show Omega Hand anyway. Stronger than Godcatch, they're using Doom Rain, which is a reskin of Assault Shot. There's no way they can level the scores now, right? There's 1 minute left in the match. They're probably going to score here, despite me going with the best thing I've got. Omega Hand tries to crush the ball, but
That was too easy.
it wasn't good enough of a crasher. But look at that time limit. Sorry, Uncannily Callous. We are not going to let that character have the spotlight. I am absolutely mad chuffed with myself. We beat Team Ogre Redux, the toughest match in the game, aside from the rematch against them in the extra competition routes, but we're definitely not doing that in the Let's Play ever. Ah, I can breathe. Our mission has failed. Listen, Bash. That was a great match, and I think playing against you really improved our game. Let's both train harder and then meet up and have another match sometime. Can this be? Can we really have fallen under his spell too? Now that the match is over, we're all friends, right? That's how it works in football. No, it's thinking like that which has caused mankind to grow weak. People have lost the will to fight. But Bash, it's not about being big and tough and wanting to fight. The most important thing is to have a strong heart. A strong heart? That's right. It's about having the courage to take on any challenge. With enough courage, we can change the future. Mark Evans, do you really think we have courage? The people in my time, I mean. You have courage, Bash. I can feel it. I can really feel it.
I've been thinking about the future, Mark. The future we've been trying to change. You know, I don't think things are going to turn out to be all that bad.
Bash!
Great Granddad, are you alright?
Why are you still in the present day?
Canon, I think your communication thingy is buzzing.
Canon, you've done me proud. All of you have. You've saved the future of football. Give yourself a slap on the back, Canon. But now it's time to come back to your own time. With all that has happened, countless new and exciting avenues of research have opened up. I have so much to ask you.
Professor Gillard, I'm sorry, but I'm planning to stay here a bit longer.
You know the LP is ending, right, Canon?
But there is so much to discuss.
The thing is, I want to play football with my great granddad.
Thanks, Canon. I want to play with you too. Come on, let's play football. And then they presumably play football for the rest of eternity, but we're not going to know because there's only 2 parts left of the Let's Play and they're not taking place within the main game.
Thanks, Professor Gillard. You heard, didn't you, Great Granddad? I'm going to stay here for a while. This will be so much fun. Wow, so this is the Inazuma National dormitory, isn't it? I've always wanted to see what it's like inside.
You know you spawned in front of it in your first cutscene in the game, right? Well, anyway, he's gone in, so yeah, we're just casually gonna keep this great grandson around for a while.
I still can't believe that he came from the future.
Well, I believe him. I believe him because he loves football. People who love football don't tell lies.
Well, there's one thing for surefire. There's only one surefire way of seeing whether or not Canon is telling the truth.
What's that?
It's simple. We'll just have to live long enough for Mark's great-grandson to be born.
You're right.
I'm quietly confident that Mark will live to a grand old age, and that he'll never stop being his cheerful self.
I mean, we didn't see him when we went to the future, to be fair.
I think you may be right, Willie. I don't think Mark would have it any other way.
Thanks, everyone.
Why are you thanking us, Mark?
Just because.